Selamat siang semua bagi mama-mama, bapak-bapak dan rombongan yang sudah ada di Posyandu Sayang Ibu. Di sini saya minta terima kasih atas kehadiran bapak-bapak dan ibu-ibu semua. Karena kita sudah mau masuk acara penimbangan sistem 5 meja pada saat ini.
Okay, Myrta, let's check out the Posyandu. How do you feel about being here?
Well, I'm happy to show you my friends because I always feel really very privileged to be able to go and be with communities and look how beautifully dressed they are, how colored, and the tradition, but also the dignity, the culture that they show. I think it's a unique thing. Then the other feeling I have is really a feeling of a lot of solidarity with the women. Their life is really not easy at all in these situations because they have to engage in agriculture or in trade. They look after the child, they are pregnant. The water here is such a problem, so they also have to look for the water. I mean, for you and me, we always open a tap and we have the water and so on. So it's also a very good reality check because the majority of the people in the world are people here like our friends, much less people like us.
Do you see that there are sort of the local skills and the local wisdom that they are retaining and continuing in trying to better themselves as communities? So they're not, like you said, they're not completely dependent on the help or the program from outside institutions in order to
they
make
want.
them grow.
They absolutely want. I think there are certainly some cultural elements that retain them, but there is really a will and an anxiety. We are in a globalized world, and globalization is coming also until here. So it's a big concern. If you ask them, education, for instance, is always a priority for them. And they are all, but every mother is very happy when the child eats. So I go back to my original point. The important thing is to tell the mother that it's not just anything that the child should eat, but it's really a particular type of food that the child should get.
And it's also interesting, and perhaps not a lot of us know that, is the first 1,000 days in everyone's life is very crucial in determining the quality of human being that we will end up with. So that's why you're focusing now on the
absolutely from the first day of inception until the baby is 6 months old. That's the fundamental moment. Then you have to add another very critical period, which is from the time the baby is 6 months until the child is 2 years old. That is really the time in which the physical and intellectual potential of the child are determined. We all are born with a DNA and so, but if we are not well fed, appropriately fed, it's not just filling the stomach. Yeah,
it's filling it with the right thing.
Then really there is an important opportunity missed for the child, for the community. There is a higher risk also of diseases, so there are increased costs. There are less opportunity to have a job. There are less capacity to concentrate in school and learn because it goes from a mother that is not well nourished and not well educated. Well, she has less capacity to educate her child. The child, when the child is an adult, has to take care of the mother. And it's like a vicious cycle that keeps communities in poverty.
And the types of nutrition that since 2012, from what I understand, is WFP focuses more on giving certain types of nutrition. How is that chosen, and how is that tailor-made to the local taste plus the commodity available? Presumably it's different types when applied in other countries.
There's a lot of work because every country would like to have their own specific foods that are fortified, that are specific to the diet, the habit, that use the traditional foods. And so this is really what we try to do. We try to use local foods. Here we use peanut paste, because peanuts is an important staple, and we try to enrich it together with some private sector companies from Indonesia as well as international companies.
And so far, the acceptance of this type of food, I mean, they're quite happy with it.
Yeah, I mean, they are certainly tested. There is a lot of input that comes from the community. We work with women groups to know the recipes.
Yeah, because I was like, oh, my baby doesn't want to eat this.
Exactly. There is also this phenomenon and it's specific on breast milk, that I don't know why, but people tend to think that breast milk is no good and that they need to be able to buy. So the moment people have a little bit of money, they try and go and buy something, but they don't realize that they really have to be careful about what they are buying, and that they really have to be careful to have the resources all the time, because the mother stops producing milk, the child keeps on needing the milk. Well, if the mother cannot afford anymore some other type of milk or some other type of food, then there is a problem for the child.
Despite the country's rapid economic growth over the past decade, Indonesia still faces food and nutrition problems. In 2009, 87 million people were vulnerable to food insecurity. The country also has the 5th highest number of stunted children in the world, an estimated 8 million children under 5. If anything, stunting has increased from 36.8% in 2007 to 37.2% in 2013. Prevalence of wasting is also high, with 12% of children affected last year. Nutrition during pregnancy is also vital for a woman's health. Giving pregnant women the necessary nutrients, therefore, is important to ensure a healthy pregnancy and the birth of a healthy baby. In general, however, Indonesia still suffers from micronutrient deficiencies amongst the people. Studies among women show that 38% are chronically energy deficient, 50% are anemic, and 30% are marginally vitamin A deficient. Most of them in areas such as NTT, where food is often a problem.
Ini kita punya 2 produk. Untuk biskuit itu diberikan pada ibu hamil dan ibu menyusui. Jadi setiap ibu menerima 4 bungkus ini untuk mereka makan setiap hari selama sebulan. Karena biasanya kita mensupport ASI eksklusif, jadi pada usia 0 sampai 6 bulan ibunya yang kita kasih makan, dan ibunya harus tetap menyusui secara eksklusif.
Jadi ibu tiap hari makan ya?
Iya, dan untuk anak yang 6 bulan sampai 2 tahun itu kita berikan Kazi Duta ini sebanyak 60 bungkus, jadi dia makan sehari 2.
Jadi isinya persisnya apa ya?
Selai kacang. Jadi selai kacang, tapi sangat mengandung gizi tinggi, energi tinggi, protein tinggi, juga lemak dan vitamin dan mineral. Jadi semua yang dibutuhkan seorang anak untuk hidup sehat ada di dalam sini. Jadi mereka tetap harus memberikan makan anaknya, bukan sebagai pengganti makanan ini.